Hey guys, Shane here, Aus Flight Simmer. Welcome to another episode of Test Drive. Now, if you haven't seen one of these before, this is where we take a scenery, aircraft, a utility, and take it for a spin around different types of simulators. If this is something you're interested in, why don't you hit that subscribe button and we'll begin with the episode. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at the Archer 3. That's right, the PA-28181 that was recently ported into X-Plane by the team at Aus Flight. If you're not familiar with the Archer, it's part of the PA-28 family that originally took its first flight on the 14th of January in 1960. It is still in production in different types of variants, and you can find over 32,000 plus around the world flying of the PA-28 family. The aircraft is a four-seater used as a light aircraft, and it is designed for flight training, air taxi, and also personal use. So we've been saying that, why don't we take a closer look at the exterior and see how Aus Flight went with the modelling and the texturing of the Archer. Aus Flight claims the Archer 3 has been built by using real-world plans and also a bunch of different photos. Numerous amount of animations included, such as the passenger door, the baggage door, the cockpit window, and the sun visors. Of course, HD textures have been used, and also they've taken advantage of X-Plane's PBR capability. Bump and specular mapping have been used throughout the aircraft to produce that true 3D feel. When it comes to any of the 180 family that Aus Flight have recently been porting into X-Plane, the exterior of the aircraft is at a top-notch and a very high quality. The aircraft also comes with a bunch of different liveries, as I'm showcasing as we do a walk around the aircraft here, all from a lot of different places of the globe. So you should find one that can fit your region. We've been saying that, time to jump in the cockpit, and we'll do a quick start and we'll get flying. Welcome to the cockpit of the Archer 3. Now, reading the manual to how to start up this aircraft is not really necessary. If you've flown an aircraft of the PA-28 family before, they're pretty simple. All the aircraft interior sounds, such as the switches and buttons, are done to a pretty high quality, and there is a lot of different sounds. They don't seem to be using the same sound for a lot of the buttons. So we're just about to kickstart the engine over, so I'll be quiet now so you can listen to that. We are all ready for taxi. The Archer does come with an interactive checklist to help you with every part of the flight, including the startup if you do need it. The Archer also includes the Aus Flight interactive menu that has different options, such as switching chocks on, opening doors, switching on the flight computer, the checklist, automatic start, and a bunch of different things, including adjusting the sound for the cockpit and the exterior of the aircraft. I find that Archer really easy to taxi. It doesn't get away from you at all. You do need to apply a bit of throttle to get the aircraft to move, and it doesn't get away. You can get a nice pace on it so you can have a look around the airport while you're taxiing. So we're going to taxi just down to the bottom here. We will turn around and we'll get straight in the air and see how she performs. Our flight today is a quick one. We are using both iblueyonder scenery from Plum Island all the way to Nantucket, just under 100 miles. So I'll be quiet now. Please enjoy the takeoff and I'll come back to you shortly. Very straightforward takeoff. I'm also using the virtual fly throttles, yoke and rudder, so it makes it very nice smooth flying when it comes to the Archer 3. So we're going to make a right hand turn here. We'll get on course, but we're going to do some turning, and we're going to see how the Archer flies around just as we're departing Plum Island. So we'll continue along our way, and then after that we'll head to our cruising altitude. So we've reached 1,000 feet. We're going to make a bit of a right turn and see how easy it is to turn this aircraft in a 180 clearance turn. and see if we can keep the same altitude. So just rolling across now as we make our turn back. And we'll just roll out of the turn here and pretty much kept the same altitude right until the very end as we pulled out the turn. So we're going to try to do the same, and we'll make a left-hand turn. And we'll gently roll it in. There we go. So we're just going to come out of our turn now. We've gone a little bit over. We'll get back on course. But I found that the Archer 3 is very smooth to fly. It's to hand fly once you get everything all trimmed up. And by you mean it doesn't take much to trim up. It is an absolute dream to fly, such as all the other P828s from Just Flight as well. So we're going to cruise up to 6,000 feet. We're going to jump into a bit of a montage as we depart Plum Island, but first we're going to put the autopilot on, and once we come back we'll take a quick look at the cockpit, and then I think it's going to get dark as we head into Nantucket. So just line the heading bug up to get on course. We'll switch that on. There we go. That's engaged, and we're going to do VS about 500 feet as we go. And that's how simple it is to use the autopilot on the Archer 3. Very simple. But anyways, we'll throw to a montage, and we'll come back to you at cruising. Welcome back to the cockpit of the Just Flight Archer. As you can see, the interior of the Archer has been done with very, very high detail, and it's really kept to the concept of the aircraft and the era that the aircraft has been built in. The majority of the buttons and switches are all modelled and are working. The aircraft comes with fully functional IFR capability avionics suite with the KM24 audio selector, GSM 530 and the GNC 255. The S-Tech autopilot, which we used before, will do lateral holds, heading holds, nav approach, and also reverse and vertical modes for ALT and VS modes. It also comes with a Traffic Watch ATD 300 traffic awareness unit, which I haven't been able to use in this flight, but mind you, I've got no traffic around anyway. The Archer also is compatible and supports the Reality XP GTN 750. I haven't tried it because I actually don't own it. I need to pick it up one day, but Just Flight recommends it will work. But all in all, everything seems to function fine with a high quality of detail, and it is enough to give you that immersion feeling when you're flying GA. So we've been saying that it's time to get ready for our landing into Nantucket, and we'll throw into one more montage. Welcome back to the cockpit of the Archer. We're just lining up on a beautiful sunset approach into Nantucket. The runway's all lit up very, very nicely. The aircraft's all trimmed and ready for landing. The whole flight through, the Archer performed really smooth and well. Not once did I need to go and read the manual to learn how to fly the aircraft, which was a real treat. And during the flight, I haven't found any bugs or anything that needed to be fixed. Everything has been working flawlessly. So within saying that, please enjoy the last part of the flight as we land down at Nantucket, and I'll leave you to it, and I'll come back to you just as we have touchdown. There we go, that landing was pretty much straightforward, so why not I find someone to turn off? Please have a look at the replay. So my final thoughts of the PA28181 Archer 3 for X-Plane by Just Flight. Is it value for money? Well, you can pick it up over at the Just Flight website for $41.99 US, which that means it's over the $55 mark in Australian dollars, which means to me that's a pretty expensive aircraft up there in the GA standards. I found there was enough in there for the aircraft for all the buttons and switches, the systems and the avionics to keep me occupied through the flight. Taxiing was a breeze, and also flying, especially hand flying the aircraft, was an absolute dream. The aircraft looks great on the exterior and also the interior. So is that value for money? I would have to say, yeah, it is value for money, but I would say this: if you've already got a type of PA28 aircraft from Just Flight, such as the Arrow or some of the other aircraft, I would probably say hang on to those and pick something out. But if you don't have a Piper 28 aircraft in your fleet for X-Plane, it's definitely worth having a look at. So we've been saying that if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're enjoying the content and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button for more weekly videos. My name is Shane, Aus Flight Simmer. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, goodbye.